There are two phases, and we have been through all villages and the rural areas in Egypt to do the three phases with you. And all those who are working with you are to be thanked. You are doing something so good. We are doing this for our country and our people who did not have hope before. But God willing with you, and thanks to God before us all, we will finish the three phases. His Excellency President Abdel Fattah Sisi, the President of the Republic. I'm so glad to see you today. Welcome. Would you please sit down? Thank you all. Many happy returns. Thank you. People from Upper Egypt are known to be generous, brave, chivalrous. Thank you very much for everything you did.
وعلى اللي شفته من الحمد لله على كل حال.
And thank God for
والله
everything.
العظيم اللي حمى مصر ربنا.
It's Allah who protected
والله العظيم
Egypt.
اللي حمى مصر ربنا. أنا بحلف.
I swear by God.
وهو يعلم ما في نفسي.
And God knows better.
مش فضل.
All what is done is not a gift. It is a blessing from Allah, and it is the right of people. And may God support us and help us do more. I love you, President. Thank you very much. The 5th of January would be the National Day of Sohag, and we would never forget it. Thank you for two things. First, supporting women, as women are now empowered in all fields. And secondly, for what you did to my governorate, Sohag. Development has taken place in Sohag in all fields. We have organized ourselves in a different way, and God supported us. And we are doing this for God, and we are praying to God to help us do more and everything good. We are so glad to meet you today, and many happy returns. And I would visit everywhere in Egypt and sit with people like that. This is what I enjoy, because I'm a simple person. I enjoy being with the people. Thank you very much. 8 years of the presidency, not 80 years. During this, the president was able to do things that needed years. He strengthened the army, the police. He developed the bread system and the ration cards. Welcome, dear viewers, from the heart of Upper Egypt, Sohag Governorate.
الرئيس عبد الفتاح السيسي رئيس جمهورية مصر العربية.
السلام عليكم.
Peace be upon you.
كل سنة وانتم طيبين.
Many happy
اتفضلوا استريحوا.
returns.
اتفضل.
Please be seated.
أهل الكرم
People
والذوق
of
كله
generosity
فاتحين
and
قلوبكم لينا
kindness, you
بيوت.
opened
أول ما توصل
your
بس
hearts for
سوهاج
us. Once
بتحس
you
فجأة
arrive
إنك
to
مبسوط.
Sohag, you feel that you're
السيد
happy.
الرئيس عبد
Your
الفتاح السيسي
Excellency
رئيس
President
الجمهورية،
Fattah Sisi, the President of the
السيدات
Republic,
والسادة
ladies and
الحضور،
gentlemen,
برحب
distinguished
بيكم
guests,
جميعا
I
هنا
would like
في
to
صعيد
welcome you
مصر،
all to
في أرض
Upper
مصر الطيبة،
Egypt on the
في
kind
سوهاج،
land of
بلد
Egypt, the land
المواويل
of Sohag,
وعروس النيل،
the
من
bride
المكان
of the river
اللي بدأت
Nile,
منه
from the
الحضارات
place
الإنسانية
where the human
وسجل التاريخ
civilization
المصري
started and the
أعظم
Egyptian
إنجازات
history
البشرية
inscribed
هنا
the
في
best
ربوع الصعيد.
achievements of humanity
الحقيقة
here in
النهاردة
Upper Egypt.
يوم جميل،
Today is a very
يوم
nice
مختلف في
day,
تاريخ
a
صعيد.
different
يوم مبهج
day in the
يستحق
history of
الاحتفال.
Sohag, a
لكن
day
قبل ما
that
نبدأ
is
فعاليات
worthy of
النهاردة
celebrations.
هنبدأ
Before
بآية من
starting
الذكر
the
الحكيم
proceedings of this
يتلوها
day,
علينا
we'll start
ابن
by
محمد المنشاوي
reciting
الشيخ
verses from the
محمد
Holy
صديق
Quran by
المنشاوي
reciter
رحمه الله.
Muhammad Siddiq al-Munshawi, may he rest in peace.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وقل اعملوا فسيرى الله عملكم ورسوله والمؤمنون وستردون إلى عالم الغيب والشهادة فينبئكم بما كنتم تعملون صدق الله العظيم.
أهل الصعيد
People from Upper Egypt are no longer marginalized. Egypt want to be able to live without them, and nobody would be able to live without Egypt. Your Excellency the President, distinguished guests, today we are witnessing the return of Upper Egypt to the golden age. We see by our own eyes that Upper Egypt has become a top priority for the state. We see unprecedented development, and the change has become a reality. We invite you all to watch a short documentary about New Sohag and its kind people.
أنا صعيدي.
I'm from Upper
سوهاج.
Egypt, from
بيقولوا علينا بلد
Sohag. They
المواويل.
call us
نحن صعايدة.
the
الفرح بنغني.
governorate and the city of songs.
بنطبطب
We
على كل قلب حزين.
sing when we are happy, and we try to comfort every angry and sad heart. From this land, the story started of the fathers and grandfathers, and the word is a promise, and they said that the Upper Egyptians are forgotten, and maybe this was the case for years, about 150 years. But this is no longer the case. The new age came with everything good. So there is no governorate as beautiful as Sohag. There are a lot of positive things that happened in Sohag. It became a paradise almost. Real renaissance, health, education, electricity, water, agriculture, industry, a decent life for Sohag. And the foundation is that it is your right as a human being. Would you, Sheikh Zain, tell us the story? Look at New Sohag. It is not just buildings, but it is a new spirit that gives you a lot. Billions were spent at the suitable place to establish buildings, health centers, industrial zone, schools, and the future is built for the new generations. New Sohag is the new administrative capital of Sohag, as we call it. It came from the valley. We enjoy here a safe life. I came here to live in May, and it became even better. It has a lot of potentials and a lot of job opportunities. I wish I would be able to live here and bring my children to live here.
طول العمر كان الفقير
The poor were the ones who are poor in ideas, and this country was never deprived of ideas, and decent life was a new idea. 181 villages are being developed, and the villagers in them are facing and witnessing now a decent life. The village before decent life was not a real village, but now Doma is a role model for all other villages, and integrated administrative buildings, schools, hospitals. Our voices are heard, and we used to dream to have natural gas, because we used to go to Tema, and it takes us for an hour to go to Tema to stand in a queue to get the pension and then come back in the afternoon. But now everything is there available. Decent life did what could have been done in 100 years.
يستحقوا الفرحة يا ولدي.
They deserve to be happy, and there are the irrigation projects that were implemented in the east and west of Sohag. The drainages were purified, the lakes and the canals were lined, and we wish that this would be completed with an agriculture project to make use of the potentials of the youth. We are able to harvest from the good of the river Nile, and health is the most important thing, and we have now Sohag University Hospital, and we have health units qualified to be part of the universal health coverage program. And what about education? Stories do not come to an end. We have schools and universities everywhere, and there is Sohag University. Any development, of course, influences education. In the old university, we did not have a place, so now we attend in our university rather than having to go to other governorates. And well-educated people are the ones who operated the factories and the plants. With them, we built an infrastructure. There are 290 maintenance and paving roads projects. This needs to happen to develop the roads and infrastructure to attract investors. If I would like to go from my village to the governorate, it used to take me 3 hours, and now it takes me less than an hour. And there are 5 new power plants, 11 wastewater plants that serve more than 170,000 people. Sohag has changed and became more beautiful. What was done with us is witnessed by everyone, and I'm glad that I saw this by my eyes, and I told songs. My sons and grandsons, of course, will find a better future. Up till 2030, you will find Egypt in a different place. Sohag is the foundation of the country, and with our hands we will continue this achievement.
مصر كلها
Egypt is so happy and proud with multiple big projects in Upper Egypt, and to know the achievements made by the state in developing Upper Egypt, I would like to call upon the Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli to give the presentation of the government.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
In the name of Allah, Your Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, the President of the Republic, ladies and gentlemen, let me first congratulate you all for the new year and seize the opportunity to congratulate the Copts, the sons of Egypt, with the Christmas. Let me send my greetings to you all from the land of New Sohag, one of the 3 generation cities, and these are the cities that used to be called the twinning cities. Old Sohag with New Sohag, Old Asyut with New Asyut, and most of them were cities in Upper Egypt. I would like to tell you that despite the fact that this city was decided to be constructed in the beginning of the millennium, but those who used to live in this city till 2014 were a few dozens of families. And when I was honored to be the Minister of Housing, I went on a tour in this city, and I found that there were only tens of buildings, no services, and no road between them and Old Sohag. So upon the directives of the President to construct and develop Upper Egypt, the new Sohag city was one of the cities that we focused upon in implementing the real development that you are witnessing today on the ground, and we have seen in the documentary, and we'll explain it further. I would like to give you an example. This university, New Sohag University, a decision was made for allocating the plot of land for it in 2006, and since 2006 up till 2015 only one building was constructed, and it was the complex of lecture rooms, but the other buildings and the development that this university witnessed happened during the past 4 years, and it is known that the universities and the services are one of the engines and the development centers that attract people to new areas and cities. And this takes me back to the presentation that I will deliver today. Our objective through our work and effort over the past 8 years was to improve the quality of living of Egyptians. And this is the purpose that all the state institutions, on top of which is the President, was working on achieving. And we need to remember how things were in 2014 when we had accumulation of challenges, difficulties, and weak services provided to citizens. And the photos before you are taken from the Upper Egyptian Governorate, and the left corner photos show you the ferry that you need to have to move from the east from the west because of lack of bridges, and the means of transportation was the ferries, and they used to have a lot of accidents. Also outage of electricity, absence of wastewater services, and the quality of water was very weak, problem with electricity, medical clinics as well as schools. So the state has to intervene as fast as possible to achieve one of the fundamental human rights, which is the receipt of fundamental services that enables the citizen to enjoy a quality of living. That's why all the work of the successive governments since 2014 up till now was to achieve what you can see, so that all the Egyptians, and in particular the Egyptians in Upper Egypt, because Upper Egypt was neglected for decades, so the most important thing was to provide health services, and the universal health coverage program and Luxor and Aswan are part of the first phase, and Sohag will come in the next phases, improving the quality of education, ending the problem of unsafe areas, And this was a program implemented everywhere in Egypt, and Sohag and Upper Egypt has a share of it, as well as expansion in social protection programs providing the fundamental services, and last but not least, providing the job opportunities and developing small and medium enterprises for the youth. That's why His Excellency the President gave directives that Upper Egypt and its youth would be on top of the agenda of national action in this phase. And the volume of investments pumped in Upper Egyptian governorates over the past 7 years reached 1.5 trillion Egyptian pounds from the total 7 trillion Egyptian pounds that the state invested or are under implementation now. So, quarter of the volume of total investment spent by the state is for Upper Egypt. And this was reflected on a large number of projects in all fields: water and wastewater projects, electricity projects, housing, irrigation, acute barricades, a system for services and supplies, health services, renewable energy projects in Aswan, land reclamation projects in Sharq El Awainat, West Minya, Toshka, Beni Suef, and these are all projects to increase the agricultural lands and to create job opportunities for our youth in Upper Egypt. The industrial zones, the Upper Egyptian governorates and Sohag as a large share of these projects. If I would like to focus on Sohag governorate that we are visiting today, and we are all glad to be in it, the volume of investments implemented in Sohag since mid-2014 up till December 2022 exceeded 102 billion Egyptian pounds in these 6 main sectors: industry, transportation, education, health, housing, fundamental services, social protection, and decent life projects. 102 billion Egyptian pounds were pumped in projects in Sohag. And the goal of this element was the social protection, to build and develop the human being, and in it we focused on educational services, health care, as well as social protection system, because we always used to say that the poverty rates in Upper Egyptian governorates is higher than other governorates, and there was the problem of job opportunities as well. And Sohag was known for construction skills, and we found that in Greater Cairo most of the people working in construction came from Sohag. So this showed that there is a migration from Sohag to other governorates due to lack of job opportunities in this governorate. In the field of educational services, the state constructed 6,400 new classrooms with a cost 2 billion Egyptian pounds. And these were not built only for public schools, but for all types of schools. And the president gave directives that the highest level of schools should be there, and we should not deprive the governorates from such types of schools. That's why we have language schools, Egyptian Japanese schools, the excellent students school in New Sohag city. All types of schools were constructed by the state to provide a better standard of education to Sohag. In the field of higher education, as I said, the state made investments that reached 3.3 billion Egyptian pounds. And the main focus in the new Sohag University that we are here in today, where we established more than 200 projects with a capital of 2.7 billion Egyptian pounds. And we are constructing new faculties still. So Sohag took 2.7 or 2.8 billion Egyptian pounds during the past 4 years to create this distinguished entity in which we are honored to receive you. Besides this, we encourage the private sector, and now in New Sohag city there is a private university that serves people of Sohag, and there is a plan to construct another university on 25,000 fidans, and we have now higher middle institutes in Sohag that provide their services. In the field of health services, Sohag had a big share of developing and upgrading its health facilities, and we have developed and renovated 32 hospitals and health clinics with a total cost of 5.4 billion Egyptian pounds, be it for constructions or furnishing, without taking into account the Decent Life project. And all the health clinics in Decent Life initiative are not calculated in this cost because this is an independent project. And also Sohag University Hospital that the President would inaugurate today. And these are examples of photos from the health clinics and the hospitals that were renovated and upgraded, as well as furnished with modern medical equipment to provide services to all our people. And the President has visited today the health clinic in Doma village, and the ambulance building, as well as the fire building, and these are fundamental services that would be provided to all villages in Egypt. We have another project, as we are honored to have the President with us to inaugurate Sohag University Hospital, but you gave directives also to the Urban Communities Authority to establish a number of health units and specialized health clinics in a number of cities. And this project is similar to Abu Rish Hospital, and 90% of it was already constructed, and it is about to be finalized. And we agreed with Sohag University to start furnishing, equipping it, and to start its operation to provide services similar to Abu Rish Educational Hospital in Cairo. This hospital will provide services to our children who had to travel a long way to Cairo because of lack of these services in the governorate. By building this hospital, we will have a specialized high-quality hospital for children in Sohag Governorate, and it would serve also the nearby hospitals. These are the photos of Sohag University Hospital that Your Excellency would inaugurate today, and it can take 300 beds, and it is highly furnished and equipped to provide its services to all the people in Sohag. In the field of social care, Sohag was always considered to be one of the governorates that has a high poverty rate. So the government and the Ministry of Social Solidarity and all institutions worked on providing services to this governorate, and this was reflected in a number of social health initiatives. Sohag always had the biggest share of the presidential health initiatives, as well as the social initiatives and also the medical convoys. And one of the most important programs adopted by the state is Takaful and Karama program, and the financial aid supported since 2015 up till now reached 11.4 billion pounds to 324.5 thousand families in Sohag, and we are talking here about more than a quarter of the families in Sohag Governorate. Besides providing services to people with disabilities, as well as loans for small